Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, and welcome to Dev Talks. This is Aadi. Namaskar to Gurunatha ji, who's joined us today and who's going to tell us a very interesting story. You all know at Dev Talks we've spoken about BharatYana multiple times. About a question. We've asked this question on this podcast: Who are we? Are we Indians? Are we Hindustanis? Or are we Bharatiyas? And we did this podcast a couple of months ago. A lot of people loved it. We also spoke about the Bharatiya civilization. This is the time of reawakening that civilization, if I may interpret what Guruji has to say. So thank you so much, firstly, for joining me, Gurunathaji, and it'll be a pleasure to learn what you're doing in this wonderful journey that you're embarking on called the BharatYana.
Shri Shambho Ramanatha, Jai Bhavani, Jai Gaura. Thank you, Adi, for talking to me. And this is just an Adesh from Bharat Mata, if you would like to call it. And if you look at any part of this world, you will find that everybody at some level call their homeland as holy or as their motherland, right? But probably this is the only piece of land on earth where Shakti herself has been scattered to become a part of the geography. What we call as Shakti Pitha, Mahashakti Pitha, Adi Shakti Pitha. All these signify, beyond history, the people of this land always considered the land to be holy and powerful because they are Shakti Pithas. And the Adesh that was given to us was that these Shakti Pithas have to be awakened to awaken the Kundalini Shakti of Bharat Mata. Enough of, being under the yoke of whatever you want to call them. We would like to call them our brothers, but people who want to say that ours is the only way. And tell the world that, listen, we are a Rishi civilization. The civilization that sees the reality, the truth, the dharma, and lives in close proximity with nature. Even though we are a civilization, by definition, it means that you're going against nature, isn't it? What is civilized, what is culture, is not natural, isn't it? You culture something in a petri dish. But I like to call it Bharata Tattva. The Bharata Tattva that has offered itself to the people living between our state to Himalaya has made this culture very, very close to nature. We are natural by training, if something like that is possible here. And this is the civilizational wisdom that people must see. We have been talking about making Bharat Mata a Vishwaguru. What is that you are going to teach? You are going to teach that an unnatural civilizational culture or a continuum can succeed and survive and grow if it is as close to nature as possible. Let me give you an example. Who said, I want to ask you a question. Who said, Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadati Gariyasi? Everybody uses this. That the motherland is greater than Swarga. Do you know who said it? You'll be surprised to know. It is Prabhu Sri Rajaram. And he is telling Lakshmana, his brother, when Lakshmana says, hey, we have the Soneki Lanka, we have the golden Lanka. Why don't we stay here? Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadati Gariyasi. So I can feel that you're overwhelmed also. So am I.
I am actually just thinking that, when you actually mentioned something very interesting, actually, sir. And when I look at geopolitics and things like that, and you said that this is the only land which is you know, connected, right? And I'm just paraphrasing what you said. And you said this land is connected to a whole civilization, a whole culture, a whole power center. The Shakti Pithas are power centers, and they're connected with the geography of this land. Now, today, when I look at geography of Bharat, the only thing I can see is it's slow and steady coming back to be the center of the world. The
Absolutely
whole politic of the place is in this area. Now, how do you see this evolving and with what you're trying to do in terms of the chakras? So firstly, tell us the chakras of Bharat, and then let's take the story forward.
wonderful, wonderful. If you look at, see, once you have, for example, chakras in your own body, right? And once you have transcended your own chakras, you read something called the chakras of the Vishwa Mata. The Vishwa Mata has to be in the Vishwa, has to be here. And when we started connecting to the Vishwa Mata, we saw very clearly that there is a Sushumna Nadi of Bharata itself, which is between 75 degrees to 83 degrees east. And surprisingly, the Indian Standard Time is also based out of this longitude,
Hmm.
right? And if you see Ramayana, I'll tell you why Ramayana comes into picture. The whole of Ramayana, at least 90% of the Ramayana takes place within this Sushumna Nadi. Okay. Now we are going to be talking about three things. How you will hold it is up to you. One is we are talking about the Shakti Patha or the Shakti Pithas of Bharata, which is connected to Shiva and Shakti. We are going to be talking about Ramayana, which is the descendants or the descent. Avatara means the descent of
Hmm.
divine on earth who ruled Bharata and showed us what is it to be a human. And third, we are going to talk about the Kundalini awakening and how we are going to go, because right now where we are at is the Mooladhara of the world. If you look at Sone Ki Lanka, it had all the worldly pleasures, it has everything carnal, you know, golden walls, diamond paintings, what have you, right? But it didn't have the essence, it didn't have the spirit, it didn't have the wisdom of rishis. So we start our journey from Mount Shripada, which is now called Adam's Peak.
Hmm.
Surprisingly, the Mooladhara Chakra of, when we say Bharat Mata, you can extrapolate it to Vishwa Mata also, the mother of the world, and the mother of the world is the Vishwa Guru. She is the first Guru, isn't it? So if you look at the map of India, yes, if you look at the map of India and if you imagine that there is a Bharat Mata sitting and meditating, you will find that at the Mooladhara, where humans have their Mooladhara, you will find Mount Shripada. It is not only holy to Sanatana Hindus, it is also holy to the Buddhists. Some say it is the Pada of Buddha, some say it is the Pada of Lakshmi, some say it is the Pada of Vishnu, Shiva. Also, it is said that it is the center of Garden of Eden where Adam and Eve existed. Also, the Muslims consider this to be the landing place of Muhammad Prophet when he came back from the heavens. This is the Mooladhara Chakra, and we know what are the qualities of Mooladhara. Mooladhara is basically carnal, earthly pleasures. And Rama, having descended from Kailasa, which is the Sahasrara of Bharat Mata, having descended down to the Mooladhara, destroys the Soneki Lanka, the Ravana, and then releases Sita, who is kept captive there. We
Hmm.
have to do the same thing. Of course, there is no violence, army, anything like Rama. Look at the geopolitics. We are going to be requesting the Buddhists to allow us to do the Pratisthapana of Sri Yantra at Mooladhara Chakra. The talks are still going on, but we are confident it will happen. And We are also going to be visiting important places of Ramayana and Buddha in Sri Lanka. Nuwara Elia, where it is said that Ma Sita was kept captive in the Ashok Vatika. We are going to be visiting Sigiriya, which is considered to be the capital of Ravana. Also, Anuradhapuram Kandy temple, where the tooth of Gautam Buddha is there. And move towards Trikonamalai, where the Dutch have destroyed the Shaktipitha of Shankari Devi, and move northwards and reach through boat. The Rama's army built a bridge, but we will reach, there's a new boat service between India and Sri Lanka, reach by boat the mainland of India in Nagapattinam. Very aptly for our yatra, it is the Nagas or the Naga power, the serpent power, which raises the Kundalini. Very fortunate for us that the boat lands us in Nagapattinam. And from there, we start on bikes and we reach Rameshwaram. We took the bike because for us, this is nothing less than an Ashwamedha. And bikes are the modern Ashwas, modern horses. So the ancient rishis meet cowboy kind of a thing, modern biking experience. And we reach Rameshwaram, where if you understand Shatchakra Nirupana, is the Granthi, the karmic knot, which differentiates me from my maker, my real self, which is that of Shiva. And if you see what Rama did, Rama in Ramayana establishes the Rameshwara Linga out of sand, showing the difference that he and Shiva, even though they are same, Shivascha Hridayam Vishnoho, Vishnoscha Hridayam Shivaha, Yata Shivamayor Vishnoho, Evam Vishnumaya Shivaha. Even though they are together all the time, because of the karmic knot, he has to show himself different from Shiva. From there, we move through many Shaktipitas and important centers in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, Kanyakumari, Sachindram, Madurai Meenakshi, Kanchi Kamakshi. We go to the capital city of Chennai, Vellore Golden Temple of Mahalakshmi. Then we come to Bangalore, which is our hometown. Just a point which many people might not know, the Bannerghatta National Park is a upabranch, is a broken form of Vanargarh. In one of the many Ramayanas that have occurred in the holy land of Bharat, it's not one Ramayana, repeated Ramayanas happening. This must have been the Kishkinda. So it still has the name Bannerghatta, Vanargarh. And we locally call it, where I'm sitting right now, we call it Champakaranya. And we have a Rama temple here called the Champaka Ramaswamy temple. From Bangalore, we move to the nearby Ramanagara. The whole district is called Ramanagara because... Sorry?
Ramnagaram, exactly, yes.
Yes. There is a Rama temple on top of a hill, the Sholay Hills. You will find that the Rama temple is established by Sugriva himself in a Ekashila Murti. And we've been fortunate to have done puja, abhishekam, alankara, everything there. So we'll be stopping at Ramanagaram, moving on Bangalore-Mysore highway, reaching Mysore. Before that, we will be touching Srirangapattanam and other holy places on the route. And in Mysore, we awaken the Swadhisthana Chakra, which is the base of where the power should be. Like Swadhisthana means the right place to be, which is Chamundi, because she is killing the demon who thinks that he is all powerful.
Correct.
Isn't it? And once, even in your own Kundalini chakras, once you reach Swadhisthana, you start understanding that human is just a protection. You can go upwards and become God, or you can fall downwards and become an animal. Human is just the potential. If you look at a dog, it cannot rise above or below doghood. If if you look at a cockroach, it can't be any higher or lower than it is.
Hmm.
This movement, gati, jagrata, is possible only to this form that we call human. And from Swadhisthana, because we come from Karnataka, we are spending a little more time. We will be visiting Sringeri, which is again a Shakti Pitha, Kollur Mukambika, Katil Hornad, Udupi, Murdeshwar, and going and touching, the Atmalinga of Shiva. You know the story of Ravana carrying the Atmalinga. Yeah. So the Atmalinga of Shiva is in Gokarna, which is in Karnataka, and from there we would like to pay our respects to one place which had protected cows from eternity. That is Goa. A lot of people don't know the word Goa comes from Gorakshana.
Wow.
Goa comes from Go Mata. Yes, it was the largest Goshala in India. That's why it's called Goa. And from there we move to pay our respects to the mother of Parashurama, another Rama who existed, Renuka Yellamma, and then we come into the Manipuraka Chakra zone. It is a huge chakra if you know how the Kundalini chakras are aligned. Manipuraka is a very huge chakra which includes, and not limited to, Hampi, where the Vanaras live. Vanara is a very easy but a complex word. It says Va-nara, like Nara,
Hmm.
like human. So the Vanar Sena that we talk of, they are like human, but they are not humans because if you look at the Manipuraka Chakra, it is guaranteed that once you cross the Manipuraka upwards, your next birth will be that of a Nara. You will never go back into animal life. So everything below the Manipuraka Chakra is Vana. And of course, the Rakshasa as you go further.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, and Rama comes there. By then, you have to connect it to Ramayana. By then, Sita has been abducted. He is feeling vulnerable. He's feeling very human. He wants to take help of nature and Vana. That is the Manipuraka Chakra. The exact point of the chakra awakening will happen at Sri Shailam. Because it is the Manipuraka Chakra, Shiva and Shakti are together. A Jyotirlinga temple and a Shakti Pitha exist only in two places. One is at the Manipuraka Chakra, which is the what we call as the Surya element, where the Surya exists in a human body, which means that both Shiva and Shakti must be there, isn't it? In Sri Shailam, you will see we have Mallikarjuna and Brahmaramba Devi, both existing together. The other place where they exist together is, of course, the Sahasrara Chakra in Kailash and Mansa Devi. A lot of people, if you Google Manasa Devi, it will show you Haridwar. The
Hmm.
Manasa Devi Pitha doesn't have a temple, it is the lake itself. That's why we say Kailash Mansarovar.
Correct.
Manas Sarovar is the Shakti Peeth. So, we from Brahmaramba Devi, of course, reaching Brahmaramba Devi, we will be traveling to another Shakti Peeta called Jogulamba and going through the 9 Nandi temples in Nandiyal, going through Vijayawada, where is the Vijaya Durga temple, and the Amaravati, the old capital of Andhra, where I was also fortunate to see a small relic of Buddha. We'll be paying respect to Buddha also there. A small piece of his femur bone is kept in the Amaravati Museum. Of course, not for public. Yeah. Not for public display. I was fortunate to have seen it during Dalai Lama's Kalachakra initiation. Dalai Lama conducted a Kalachakra there, I think, in 2006. Beautiful tantric ritual. Anyway, From there, we will move northwards towards this place called Bhadrachalam. Now, Bhadrachalam is one of the two claimants of being the Panchavati, where Sita gets abducted. One is in Andhra and one is in near Nashik. It is my own understanding. I have before this, done a yatra called Rom Ramayan. So visited all the places associated with Ramayana. But that was, of course, from north to south. Now, Shakti wants us to do it from south to north. So why I consider Bhadrachala to be the latest Ramayana uh, happenstance or unfolding is because it also falls in the Sushumna Nadi. It falls in the same longitude, and there is this is on the banks of River Kaveri, and in the references of Ramayana itself, there they say that Kaveri, sorry, Godavari River is very wide at that place. It's not so wide there at Nashik. It is very wide here, almost 2 to 3 kilometers wide. So, and also it is in the same Sushumna Nadi. So, what happens is there is another chakra between the Manipura and the Anahata, called the Vishnu Granthi, where once you go further down or once you go further up, the Kartatva Bhav, that I am the doer also. Karmanya Vadikarastyama Palushu Kadachana, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that you are not the doer. तुम किसको क्या मारोगे अर्जुन? मैंने सबको पहले ही मार दिया. तुम अपना काम करो. So that is a knot. That is a karmic knot where you and I and a lot of people think that we are doing something. That we are the kalaka. We are just the medium. We are the nimitta. So there, one more thing. At Rameshwaram, we'll be establishing a linga called Swayambhu Linga to untie the knot, and we'll be holding a Ram Paduka Darbar. There is a idea. Okay, what will you do with all this Kundalini that is awakened? What will you do with Bharat Mata? This is your question, right? What do we do with all this energy? We have never, practiced, preached violence or attacking a neighbor or, doing any such thing. We want to utilize this to bring about Sri Rama Rajya, the rule of Dharma. So till Rama himself comes, and of course, no person can do the Rama Rajya, but we can place the Padukas of Rama and rule in the name of Dharma. The Senghor has already reached Adi. I think it is just a question of time before the Padukas also reach them. Right? And so we will be organizing Paduka Darbars both at Rameshwaram, opening up the Granthi, the Brahma Granthi, and Paduka Darbar at Bhadrachalam, opening up the Vishnu Granthi, establishing the Banalinga. The Banalinga comes from a river Narmada, of course, physically. There's a lot of spiritual work that happens inside. For me, BharatYana has already started because there's a lot of anusthana, as you know, there's a lot of preparation in this physical body that needs to be done to, be the nimitta, be the madhyam for getting into the energetic activation or awakening.
True.
And this is the place, see, as you move between the Anahata Chakra, which is the heart chakra, and the Manipuraka Chakra, which is the navel chakra, there has to be this karmic knot, the Granthi, open. Now, at this point, you will see, because the Anahata actually means the unstruck sound. Anything on earth in this universe, like there is something being struck in my throat for the voice to come out.
Hmm.
I have to strike on this wood for you to hear it. Without striking, which is the sound that is produced? Ha, ana, hata. Without being struck. You know what it is? It is the heartbeat of Shiva himself.
Wow.
And the heartbeat of Shiva is the Shakti. She is the Gati. She is the movement in the movementless Shiva. That is why Shiva is always stable and Shakti is always chanchal and moving. So here in this Granthi, Sita, who is the Shakti of Rama, the Bhairava Rama, is abducted. I'm giving you parallels with Ramayana.
Hmm.
And as we move further north, there is the Shakti Pita in a very, very Nakshal infested place called Dantewar. Where we
Dantewar.
have the yes, where we have the Danteshwari, where we will be activating the Anahata Chakra of Bharat Mata. Look at this. The heart of Bharat Mata is deep in Dandakaranya. It is in jungle, it is in forest. I keep telling a lot of materialistic people that when they say, they put me in some category which is their own imagination. And they say that you guys do not value nature. I say we are completely natural.
Hmm.
Rama went into 1 hour. Imagine God incarnate wanting to spend all his life in the forest. He by choice becomes Hanumati. Why? To protect the Rishikula, to protect the rishis who are staying there, who are as close to nature as possible. Haven't we heard of a tiger and a rabbit coexisting in an ashram? Haven't we heard of snakes and mongooses staying together, being friends with each other? This is the rishi power to bring about balance even in the order of nature.
Correct.
And yes, and the heart of Bharat Mata beats deep in the Dandakaranya, which is today's Chhattisgarh. Of course, once we have activated the heart of Bharat Mata, the Anahata Chakra, we move a little forward, covering Raipur, which has a very huge and a beautiful Rama temple. Many people might know this. There's a new temple built a few years back on VIP Road in Raipur. And then we move into Bilaspur, Jagdalpur, Ambikapur, Mahihar, and reach Chitrakoot. Everybody knows where Chitrakoot is. Chitrakoot is the Vishuddhi Chakra of Bharat Mata. This is where many rishis have existed since I don't know how many yugas. The Vani of the rishis, the Ghosh of the Vedas, the silence of the Agama Shastras, all of them are disseminated from the Vishuddhi Chakra. Ma Shivani, Ma Gayatri Shakti.
Hmm. Correct.
Rama also spent close to 12 years in Vanavasa there, amidst the rishis. Many people don't understand that Rama went there to protect. Adi, you should ask the question: what was there 200 years back in India, which doesn't exist now? We have temples. We have people practicing different types of
Shakti?
yoga. Shakti Peeths are also there. We
No,
don't have
is
rishis.
it? We don't, I'm sorry?
We don't have rishis, Adi.
Ah,
Where have the rishis gone? I'm sure you have a gotra. Everybody in Bharata has a gotra. That Gotra is the name of the Rishi from which you were born. Where did the Rishis go? Who is going to protect the Rishi Sampradaya? Who is going to bring it back? BharatYana. That is why we have undertaken this entire thing, because when the seers of truth, they are spiritual scientists and nothing less, mind you. Bharadwaja Rishi writes about Vimana Shastras, where he uses mercury to propel, aircraft. Now you might be saying, oh, the modern scientists will say, show us. I can
No, I mean there are
maybe,
certain principles that have not been proven as of now. That's fine.
yeah. So I'm saying from aircraft to managing DNAs, managing
Absolutely.
lifestyle, everything. Rishis means spiritual scientists
Hmm.
at the least. At the least, very worldly. So Rama protects this, and also he gives a very very important message at Chitrakoot to his brother Bharata. There is an entire chapter called Kachit Sarga, the 100th chapter of Ayodhya Kand, where he starts asking questions which are basic classic training for a Raja Rishi. He trains Bharata in the art of statescraft. He starts asking questions like, are you maintaining, the wildlife in such a way that they are not entering the cities? Bharata? Are you paying the army chiefs and the regulars on time, Bharata? So when he says, are you doing it? He is telling them what, he is telling Bharata what to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
This
Hmm.
happens in Chitrakoot, the Vishuddhi, and also he gives the Padukas which are placed on the throne in Ayodhya. And when, Brother Bharata takes the Padukas on his head, he says, Ye te hi sarva lokasya yogakshemam vidasyataha. These Padukas will dictate the yogakshemam of the entire world. Don't you want that Sri Rama Raksha back? Don't you want Ram Rajya? This Vani comes from Vishuddhi Chakra at Chitrakoot. Of course, we have to move further, not to activate all the chakras and bring the Kundalini to its Sahasrara. We go into Prayagraj, the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, the mystical land of Bharatwaja, other rishis. We go into Vindhyachal Mata, Kashi Vishwanath, Manikarnika Ghat.
Hmm.
We move further, cross the Ganga at Dohari Ghat. Uh, you might know, might not, Dohari Ghat is actually Dohari Ghat, where Rama and Parashurama meet. This happens once in the entire Dashavatara, where two incarnations of Vishnu meet together. And that happens at Dohari Ghat. We move further north to the peak of Gorakshanatha, and hopefully we can also receive the blessings of Yogi Adityanath ji. And then we want to show our respects to Gautam Buddha at Lumbini and move into Kathmandu, visit Pashupatinath, visit the Kal Bhairav there, and move
Kal.
to, yes, and move to Nepal Ganj, which is the Agnya Chakra of Bharat Mata. There is a temple, a Shakti Peeth called Bhageshwari Devi. It is also managed by Guru Bhrata of mine. He is also the Rashtriya Mahant of Nepal,
Hmm.
Chandranathji, Mahan Chandranathji, and where we awaken Bharat Mata's Agnya. Now, between the Vishuddhi and the Agnya lies another knot, the most difficult knot to open, which is called the Rudra Granthi. The Rudra Granthi is today's Ayodhya. And on Jan 22nd, Ram Lala is being established in Bharata. मंदिर हमने बना लिया अब राम राज्य बनाएंगे ना आदि जी
Absolutely.
So we
कोई
reached
शक
there. We reached there on the auspicious day of Mahashivratri, March 8th. So we start when the pujas of Ramzala Mandir starts, which is Makara Sankranti in Jan, and we reach Ayodhya where Shiva is born as a Bhairava. In my own tradition, all Vishnu avatars are considered to be Bhairavas.
Bhairavas. Mm.
So Shiva takes birth at Ayodhya as the Bhairava we call as Ram, Sri Ram. And this time we are also praying that Sita Mata stays with Rama and it becomes Sita Rama Rajya. We want a Rama Rajya where our Matra Shakti, our divine feminine, stays along with Rama. And like a lot of feminists think, it is not a patriarchal society. Rama, remember, was the first person, his father had 350 wives. The first person we know of who said, one man, one woman. So we want Sita Mat. When we say Sri Ramarajyam, Sri stands for Sita. So this anomaly has to be corrected, and hence the Bharat Mata's Kundalini, which went underground, along with Sita Mata, has to be brought up. She has to be brought overground. And this energy is to spread love, to spread dharma, not the religion dharma, but the
The
dharma, natural
yeah.
laws,
Mm.
and brotherhood all across the globe. And with the help of, you know, Rama Bhaktas and Sanatanis like you, people who love Bharat Mata and Ram, hopefully with the blessings of Guru and Devi, we should probably be able to achieve this without much of a resistance.
I don't think there will be any resistance, sir.
Shambho Rama.
Just one small question, sir. You know,
Please
analysts
ask
like
me, Guru.
Anji, uh, uh, analysts like me look at the world today and we say everything is coming close to Bharat.
Yes, it is.
Everything is revolving around Bharat. And there was 10 years ago when you said something nobody cared, but today when you speak, everybody listens. Now my question to you is, when you as a process, when you kind of awaken the chakras of Bharat, and Narendra Modi ji always talks about Bharat being the Vishwa Guru, right? So people have interpreted it in all sorts of weird ways, but people don't actually understand what he's trying to say. The Vishwa Guru is because all the power of the world, which are cosmic powers, come into this particular land. Now, with the awoken chakras, how will it affect? How will it impact? How will it, uh, you know, communicate to the rest of the world where what Bharat is? What will be the impact on the overall uh, our nation, our subcontinent? How do you see this, Guruji?
I can say this in two words: Satya Yuga. We will hopefully reach a stage where we can live very naturally, spontaneously, not consumed by, commercialized, unnecessary, wasteful way of living. Each individual is conscious, pragyavan of what is happening, how many breaths I take, what I eat, what I drink, what I consume, how is my life affecting the nature around me. Carbon footprint is a fancy word for me being unnatural, isn't it? If I
Ji,
were to live naturally, remember Swami Vivekananda says, let's go back to the Vedas.
ji,
Vidyate is Veda. That which gives you knowledge is Veda. The wind, the sun, The water, the rivers, everything is teaching us. The birds, I was reading somewhere that most of the modern technologies that are coming are by observing nature, isn't it? I mean, you observe,
Yeah, everything actually.
right? If I tell you that the rishis already did this and said that I am the vehicle of the divine, let me work on myself. Why am I sending a rover to Mars? You can, I'm not saying no, but within yourself lies the entire universe. We are all connected.
There's one thing I just remembered when you said something like this. It just struck me. The olden times. I mean, the rishis and the gyanis of the days, when they looked at the sky, they saw what we see today, right? What we see today and know today, they saw it then, and that is what tells you that the there is a cosmic connection with knowledge as it is important. And Sanatan, I mean, to my mind, I always say this. I may be completely wrong, but again, Sanatan is a beautiful interpretation of the way a person wants to live and get connected to that cosmic divine Shakti which is there. I've said that the purpose of a Sanatani is to gain knowledge, right? So whatever you do, you should know it so well so that when you go up there and you're put in front of the board and they say, "Acha bhai, what did you do?" Sir, I didn't do anything. I played games on Instagram and I played games on computer and came.
Okay.
So he will turn you around and say, "Go back down."
I wish it was that simple. Uh, I
I mean,
want to
I
point
just
out.
you're at a much higher plane of understanding, but as a common person, I look at it like that. It's the quest of knowledge because knowledge never dies.
Let me. Uh, can I rephrase the question? First thing,
Please, absolutely.
you said old. You said older times. I do not subscribe to that view because in the Sanatana, time is cyclical. Kala
Yeah, of course.
chakra.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
what goes around comes around.
Comes
So
around.
I and we at Rishikula completely not. It's not a belief. It's an assurance that we have that the best time of Bharata is in the future, in the near future. Maybe in my generation, maybe our children's generation. Okay, first thing. Second thing, the understanding that we will be standing in front of a maker is very rudimentary.
It
And
is.
yeah, so when I come from a school which is called Trika Darshana, also called Kashmir Shaivism, and you know, Bhagwati has been kind enough to make me a teacher of Trika also. Here, the premise is the known, the knower, okay, and the knowledge are all one. And these three will remain separate. The knower, which you and I think are this whatever Sharira, the body that we live in, okay, will exist and there will be something known, an objective world to be known, right? Which will exist. And the knowledge that me and the objective world are the same will also exist.
Hmm.
Okay. You cannot boil it down below this. You cannot iterate these three items. This is the Sanatana. That there will be a knower, there will be a known, and there will be a knowledge. And all three are same. They are one but three. The Trinity. Shiva, Shakti, and Anu. Shiva, Shakti, and Jiva. Shiva, Shakti, and if you, I don't like the word too much, Atma. So the Trinity always exists, and people who dip into this get, immersed in the Jnana Ganga. When we talk of Ganga flowing out of Shiva's jata, it is not just water. Of course, water is there from Gangotri, but it is also the river of knowledge, the Jnana Ganga. Take a dip, take a holy dip in the holy water, come out energized and, you know, knowing more than you did when you went in. That is Sanatana. And to know that I am not the custodian of this world, to know that I and Shakti, nature incarnate, are but two halves of the same whole, two sides of the same coin, me and nature. That is our civilizational wisdom.
Ji.
We have to question everything. When I was going through sadhana, I would even question, do I need to breathe right now? Or is it a waste of energy? Because you can be alive even if you stop breathing for a very long
Hmm.
time. What is life? What is existence itself? Are the questions that Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Bharat Tattva has been asking for a very long time. And we need people to understand this and not get stuck in developmental indices. The small but very significant neighbor of Bharata, Bhutan, has an entire ministry, I'm sure you know, dedicated to gross national happiness. We must make the world ask this question: what makes humans
Correct.
happy?
Hmm.
And if that is not the focus of your governance, if that is not the focus of your statecraft, if that is not the focus of your international relationship, then you are far away from dharma, my friend. This is the first and fundamental question every country must be asking. Why has it disappeared? Because rishis have disappeared. People who could sit didn't want any materialistic thing, but always meditated and brought out the truth that they could see from the inner vision and shared it with the society at large. And the society itself always catches up to them because we believe in reincarnation, not just believe it is the truth. In a few janmas, they also become rishis. And that is how it works. It is time that we bring this back and spread this across the world. Hasn't yoga, the sthula, the gross physical yoga, already
Medium.
overtaken?
Hmm.
They just need to be introduced the subtlety of it.
Yeah, the medium is they know how to do it, but they don't know what to get, out of
Yes.
it. That is the most important thing. Gurunatha ji, this has been a brilliant, brilliant talk. I think we've traversed through the country, if I may, on a very spiritual level. And I hope to see you here when you're in my part of the neighborhood. And I hope to meet you personally and see if we could actually do a face-to-face chat during that time for a short while to understand where you are spiritually at that time, where the group is, and how has the journey been. And of course, I would also request you if we can do a chat when you return from your journey, so that we
It'll
can
be an
actually
honor,
understand.
be an
We can
honor and a
understand.
pleasure for all three groups.
Fantastic. Thank you
May I
so much.
also, through your medium, make a small appeal?
Ji.
This is not a yatra undertaken by Gurunatha. This is an adesh, this is an order that is being followed. And I am also told that all the people who are going to participate have been blessed and they're already born and they're doing like Adi. You were already there. According to my little knowledge from the Adesh, you were meant to be a part of this, bringing this message, taking this message to the world. So
Thank
I
you.
appeal to your viewers. If there are riders, I know there are a lot of veterans. If they want to ride with us for 11,000 kilometers, you're most welcome to join us. We have 108 spots. Please do join us. We would also request every one of your viewer to take a small kalash of water from the nearest good source, river, lake, tank, Kalyani, and energize it with the mantra Sri Rama Sharanam Mama. I take refuge in Rama. Sri Rama Sharanam Mama. Place it at the puja altar at your house or to the nearest temple. Bring this Abhimantrit Jal, bring this water so that we can anoint, do the Pattabhisheka of the Ramapadakas at Ayodhya. And we are carrying a water tanker along with us.
Wow.
We are hoping to fill several tankers in this. Hopefully, all your listeners can do that. Or if my appeal is if they want to volunteer or contribute in some other way, it will be a big help if you can display our website also. It's
You know,
sriramarathyam.com. I'll be sharing it. I'll ask Medananji to share it with you. And the response that we get from your viewers is the public Ashirvada, is the Lok Ashirvada we are looking
oh, absolutely, Ji. Let me just say this. We are a Deaf Talks is a community of nationalists. We are very concerned about what is happening to our country and our nation and our civilization. And in this particular channel, Ji, we've always connected geopolitics with history and our being as the country of Bharat. Right. So we've always connected this and we've always kept it like that. And every time I am personally asked a question, why are you so confident that Bharat will grow the way it will grow? And my only answer to that question is, who else is there?
at. Absolutely.
There is no one else.
It is
And
a
this is
daitva, it's a responsibility that we do.
responsibility. So please don't take it as a privilege. Please don't take it so that, oh, like America became the global leader. Now the people are privileged to trouble the whole world. No, our narrative is different. Our narrative is we don't lead the world, we take the world with us. There's a
Absolutely.
mass difference. So thank you so much, Ji, for doing this. And I'm going to put this on record, saying it once again. I'd love it if we can actually do a short chat when you're passing through my neighborhood. And of course, when you finish the journey, to learn what you have learned over the journey, it'll be a great experience to do this talk once again. Thank you so much. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Over. Jai Shri Ram. Not just